I've got two ladders here from Little Giant, and I'm going to be taking a look at these. Let's see if we can figure out which is the best. Right away, as soon as I took these out of the box, I could tell a couple of things. First thing is that this one is rated for 375 pounds, while the other one is rated for 300 pounds load. Now, the interesting thing is that this definitely feels lighter when you pick it up than that does. And the reason for that is this, I believe, it just feels like it's got more aluminum. Whereas this one, these steps feel like they're steel. It's like the galvanized steel. So that's a difference. If you're using these ladders all day long, that may make a difference if you're having to move these around. Now, the next thing of interest is how these open up. If I just do this, this one opens up like that. And to put it back, like this. This one is a little bit different. It requires a little bit more effort, but same thing. You have to put it back. You have to make a little bit more effort to put that back. And of course, you're picking up something which is a little bit heavier. Another interesting thing is we'll see that the 375 pound one has much bigger feet. Here's on the 300 pound one, which is a much smaller foot. This one actually has rollers on it, which the other one doesn't. Now let's compare the size of these. They're actually, I think, pretty much identical in terms of the height. And let's see the height of the steps and even the width of the steps. Now, one of the things I was curious about, which when you raise this arm up to a position that you can, if you're going to rest on this, you want to know that this thing is going to be secure. And this is a 375 pound ladder. Now that we've done that, I'm going to take a look at that mechanism. You would have to have two hands, pull that back, and then this floats down. Now, how this works is, let's see if we can get a closer look in here. So we're just taking a look now at how this mechanism works when you pull up this arm. You notice here there's a notch, and this is a piece of about 1/8 of an inch thick steel. And notice over here that there are some pins, and these are probably 1/8 of an inch thick steel rivet pins, and they're spring loaded. So when this one comes past the notch, it's going to fall in place. You'll see that right now. So it just drops in there. So the only way you can release that is by lifting this, and you have to lift both sides. So even if you were to lift that and push on this, it's not going to go because the other side is still engaged. If I lift the other side, which you can't see on the camera, it'll go down. With the 300 pound unit, it's very similar. You just pull up on this and take a look at this. How this works is, you see there's a pin here. The way you would release it is you've got to pull quite firmly on that one, and you need a good firm grip to be able to release it. So again, you would have to release both sides at once. So let's just compare those two. So if I'm going to put this down, I have to squeeze this one and squeeze that one. And that goes down like that. This one, pull on this one, pull on that one, and this one almost falls down by itself. Now, another difference about these, the steps, the condition of the steps. Now, if I'm going to put a foot on these steps, this is on aluminum. And over here, you'd be stepping onto a nice solid rubber. Here's one other difference which I noticed, which is when you bring up this arm here, this is actually a little bit higher than this one. And the design also is a little bit different. They're similar. But if you take a look at this one, you know, it's got some kind of trays and things here. Over here, it's just a little bit different design. So let's talk about the experience of using these ladders. If I go up first step, second step, and third step, I'm on the 375 pound unit right now. As you can see, interestingly, you can see right down. I can rest my knees against this, and I can actually touch this. I'm about 6 foot. Let's try the other one. So if I go up here, this one certainly feels just as solid as the other one. This one's leaning forward a little bit more than the other one. If you can see, that's the end, that's the ladder. I'm looking down in about the same position. This is leaning forward a little bit more. And, you know, if I lean forward like that, if I happen to do that, I feel a little bit unstable. Now I've got one more interesting observation about the 300-pound unit, and that is the location of these wheels. I thought it was for when it was folded up, but it actually looks like it's for when it's folded out. And this one, you could just move it around like this. This other ladder is actually much lighter and easier to carry around folded up. Either of these ladders, I think they're both sturdy and worth investing in. So hopefully this explanation of the features has been helpful. See you in the next review.